All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. It has not taken all star outfielder Juan Soto that long to get comfortable donning the pinstripes for the New York Yankees. And Soto could be setting up to be in the Bronx for a very long time. Now, Soto is set to become an unrestricted free agent after the World Series, and he is expected to command a pretty penny for his services. But will we even see Soto hit free agency? Reports have surfaced that Soto would be willing to talk to the Yankees during the season about a contract extension and forego free agency, which would be a shocker. I say this because typically big name free agents tend to want to play things out during the season in order to increase their value on the open market. And that is doubly true when it comes to the guys that are represented by super agent Scott Boras, who is notorious for being a hard-line negotiator. So, why could things be different this time around for Soto and the Yankees? You can clearly see it. Soto loves New York City, but more importantly, you can also see that he loves playing for the Yankees. And because of that, there's really no sense to go out there and upset the apple cart. The fans in the Bronx have embraced Juan Soto very quickly. Uh, he looks like he's getting along, and he looks like he enjoys playing with All-Star outfielder Aaron Judge. And if you're the Yankees, do you really want to repeat of what happened a couple of years ago with Judge? They didn't want to pay Judge the money that he wanted. He went out there, balled out, was an AL MVP, hit 62 home runs, and of course, keeping Judge cost the Yankees much more than they were initially expecting to. If you're the Yankees, you definitely know that you're going to have to pay Soto, pay him a lot of money, give him a lot of years. But let's say Soto has an MVP caliber season of his own, then you're bringing up the possibility if you're the Yankees as far as going out there and having to pay Soto more than you anticipated, especially if he hits free agency and you get into a potential bidding war with another team. Now, on the flip side, have MLB front offices turned the tide on Scott Boras? I say this because when you think about Boras's clients, if they don't get it done before spring training, and it's a rarity that it happens, they play that thing out to free agency, okay? Because Scott Boras wants top dollar. But just look at this past offseason, okay? Some of Scott Boras's top clients, your Cody Bellingers, okay, your Blake Snells, your Jordan Montgomery. Some of these guys weren't signed until late in spring training. And not only were they not signed until late in spring training, on top of that, they got less money and less years than they were expecting. Okay. So it's a possibility. So would Boris and Soto, with all of that said, would they want to roll the dice and wait until the winter to get a deal done? I'm not sure at this point because when you look at it, what other teams could possibly be players for Soto? At this point, you really can never say never on the Dodgers, but I'm like, when is enough enough? They've got Mookie Betts, they've got Shohei, okay, they've got Freddie Freeman. How much more money are the Dodgers willing to spend? I could totally see the New York Mets making a push for Juan Soto, possibly the Boston Red Sox, possibly the San Francisco Giants. But would Juan Soto want to play for any of those teams? And also, if you're the Yankees, you just traded for this guy in the offseason, okay? And you gave up some multiple players to bring him in. So it would behoove you to go out there and get this deal done with Juan Soto if that is possible. So, what is the likelihood that Soto and the Yankees could get a deal done before season's end? I think it's a possibility. It's one of those where I think the Yankees and Boris and Soto would definitely want to do it discreetly because you don't want it to be a distraction and, go out there and quietly get it done. No media, nobody involved, nobody's really has the knowledge of what's going on behind the scenes. And it's one of those, if all parties that I just mentioned want it to happen, it could happen. So, will Soto be in the Bronx for the long term? I do believe so because it's one of those at this point. I thought that he was going to try to hit free agency and get more money. You figure he turned down 440 for 13 years a couple of years ago with the Washington Nationals. You knew that he was going to be a rental with the San Diego Padres. No way in the world could they afford to pay him, being that they're paying Fernando Tatis as well as Manny Machado, hands down to Bogarts. But it's one of those where you're probably going to get at least 500 million if you're Juan Soto from the New York Yankees. And it's one of those where at the end of the day, why roll the dice? My thing is, if you're willing to talk during the season, okay, you know what? Then you want to be there. You found your comfort. You're happy. And if you have a place where you're happy, like I said before, don't go out there and upset the apple cart. So I think there's a strong possibility that it gets done. The Yankees, if they want him, they're going to go out there and get him. That's that's the bottom line. Soto has been balling out so far for the Yankees. He's a big reason why they are currently in first place in the American League East. You're talking about a guy that's batting above 300, an on base percentage above 400, a slugging percentage above 500, 9 home runs, 34 runs batted in. A lot of plate discipline so far with the 30 walks. And of course, he's adding more depth to that lineup with the Yankees. But again, if you got a comfortable spot, if you're a player, don't upset things. So I think Juan Soto will be in pinstripes for a very long time. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank all of you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I am signing off. I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.